Hello, you're listening to Count Richard von Coudenhove Kalergi. Today is Tuesday, the 5th of April, and here's a couple of comments from my last video. I must apologise and not doing anything since. Just a couple of things there during the week. They're talking about what's going on in Russia at the moment, and the thought occurred to me, could you imagine what America would do if Russia had biolabs in Mexico and wanted to arm Mexicans, and what the American reaction to that would be. And also the origins of this conflict really date back to the overthrow of a legitimately elected government by Victoria Nuland under the Obama administration, where she boasted that she spent $5 billion US dollars in overthrowing the government and then selecting their own people. And also during the week I had a couple of interesting chats with people. One of them was a man who retired from the army. He was a sergeant major and he had 43 years experience, and he was actually doing voluntary work now with the Ukrainians coming into Ireland. But he would believe that up to 50,000 Ukrainians are in Ireland now, and that none of them are screened. Now, even in the Irish Times there, they had an article about TB rates in Ukraine, that Ukraine is the highest rates of TB in Europe. So here you have a situation where you have people coming in, that you've got families who are still denying family members access to the family home because they weren't vaccinated, and now we have a situation where you've got 50,000 unscreened Ukrainians coming into the country, and Ukraine has also one of the lowest vaccination rates in Europe, I think around 30%. But I also had a very interesting chat with a guy during the week who was on a blind date, and it turned out that the lady he was on the date with, it came up during the course of the conversation, vaccine status, and he told her that he wasn't vaccinated, and she said that she had got two and was violently ill after the second vaccine, but still went ahead and got the booster. But he also told me, which was, I thought, rather worryingly, that he had also been, within the last year, he'd been on dates with ladies in their 40s, two ladies in their 40s, both who were widowed by losing their husbands to two heart attacks, and unfortunately had left widowed with children. And he said that he obviously couldn't tell them that he believed that the vaccine was actually a result of this. But also I came across some information there about the World Economic Forum, that 65 Irish people have been through the World Economic Forum, including the ex-Taoiseach Varadkar, Enda Kenny, Michael Noonan, Dennis O'Brien, Kingston Mills, who is regularly on TV there, and strangely enough Dermot Martin. So I think, to me, the head of the snake is actually the World Economic Forum, especially the danger of the merger of the World Health Organization and the World Economic Forum, and the pandemic policy that they want to introduce, which will probably include mandatory vaccinations. And also just a comment as well, that I have an interest in aviation, that the largest leasing company in the world is an Irish company called AirCap, which was initially it was the forerunner of Guinness Peak Aviation, which I think was owned by Tony O'Reilly at one stage. But they have over 2,000 aircraft on their books and 300 helicopters, and of those 2,000 aircraft, 200 of them are based in actual Russia. So you can see the sanctions have meant that these planes are now grounded in Russia. But interestingly enough, that the Russians that are flying Airbus and Boeing at some stage will actually run into mechanical difficulties due to the embargo, so are liable to run out of spare parts. But also you have a situation where the precious metals needed by Boeing and Pratt & Whitney and other Rolls-Royce engine manufacturers for their engines actually come from Russia. So it's quite a quagmire. But I'd like to end, if I may, it's about the census. that little box that we've been asked to fill in our thoughts, well, my comment would be that in the year 2122, for the 100th anniversary of this census, will the Irish people be a minority in their own country? You know, but there you go. There are a couple of comments which are my own. Thanks very much for listening. Good night, good luck, God bless, and God save Ireland.